It's podcast time.
Welcome back to the Aftermath podcast.
Gay.
Anyway, so when I was at work today, I found probably the greatest. You know how you got that spam message on PlayStation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody got one on Xbox, and here's how it goes. So the spam bot, obviously, I'm going to do a girl voice for her. Hey, you still around? And the guy replies, "Who is this?" You know, I'm just going to go normal.
No. Hold on.
What?
Let me see. You'll read the girl. I'll read the dude. I already got the perfect voice.
It's the girl right now. Once I get to the guy part, I'll give it to you. Randomly found you on the member directory. I'm bored, lol. 23 female. But by the way, how about you?
29 male.
What are you doing on so late, lol? Only bad things happen after 10 p.m. You and I know that.
10 p.m. Can't sleep. Watching YouTube. What are you doing up so late?
YouTube. I'm putting the pictures up for these, by the way.
It says YouTube.
Yeah, it does. Okay, since you're a stranger and will answer honestly, can I ask you something? And please don't think I'm weird.
What?
Is it weird if a girl gets horny whenever she's bored?
Yeah, should probably get that checked.
Lol, seriously, I don't know if this happens to other girls or not. Does it happen to guys?
Guys are horny most of the time. Can't speak for other WAHmen, but sometimes I get a boner for respecting WAHmen.
Holy shit, I'm white right now. I got some toys. Please watch me play. I like when guys tell me what to do.
Go make me a sandwich and also feed my goddamn turtle. The little bastard eats so goddamn much. I fed it pizza. His name is Michelangelo. I didn't know he's raising a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
Jennifer's my real name, but all my friends call me Jenny. Did you leave me?
I love toys. You got any G.I. Joes from the 80s? They fucking rare. Hey. Oh. I love, fuck it. Also go park my car in the yard. Also go park my car in the yard. There we go.
Yeah, there you go. Sometimes I'll be playing online during class. Then I'll get kind of bored and start thinking about, oh, never mind.
Oh dear. Jenny from the block. Thinking about sick Yu-Gi-Oh strats? Me too. It's like, do I make the sack for that ultra rare card? Probably. I'll never tell.
Can I trust you?
Oh, it just keeps getting better. Sometimes I don't even trust myself. It's like, did I really kill all of these hookers? I don't fucking know. But yeah, sure. I really hope we didn't kill all them hookers.
Yeah.
Gonna end up like Superman, going to hell.
If I show you this via my cam, you post that screenshot or record me? Lol, okay. I'm on Fling. My page is xboxfling.com. Yes, I know I have a total resting bitch face, but I swear I'm sweet. Hit connect button, let me know when you're in.
That's funny. That's funny. I can't fucking read it. Oh man, that's funny. I've been told I have resting Gary Busey face. LOL. Oh man, that's fucking beautiful.
Oh, Dan, I fucking love you. This guy named Dan in a group that I'm in shared this, and I was like, you're a fucking genius.
I've been told I have a resting Gary Busey face. LOL. Oh man. Fuck. That was fucking funny.
You don't have to share your cam with me. I just have a kink for being watched. Sorry, I know that's bad of me, but you can tell me what to do. This site is free, by the way. They do credit card for age verification.
Sounds like a fucking scam to me. I have a kink for getting my D sucked by a midget dressed as an Ewok. This is really hard on me. Very hard to find things that get me going.
I've kind of like taking orders, lol. Okay, give me your name when you're in so I can authorize you to view my cam. My username is BaconBabe23.
BaconBabe23. Oh my god. That's beautiful. Oh god, you made a bacon? I want to eat you. Like legit put you in my mouth, masticate you, digest you, and shit you out. Dude, props to the guy for knowing what the fuck masticate means. Dude's an intelligent ass motherfucker.
Oh, I love him.
Oh man, that was fucking hilarious. I have a strange...
Hang on, there's one more.
What's wrong?
I have a strange bacon-related boner. Don't want to talk about it.
That's it.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. Oh. Okay.
Hey.
Smiley face. Smiley face. I have the girl voice so down.
Oh man.
That's a good way to start the podcast.
I've been told I have resting Gary Busey face. It's so funny, man.
Oh, mad props.
I can't even think what it'd be like to have resting Gary Busey face. Oh man, that would be a fucking curse if there ever was one. Holy fuck. Oh, that shit's so funny. Resting.
Oh, that guy's a fucking genius.
He is a legend.
Mad props to you.
God amongst men.
Mm-hmm. Oh, God. Each podcast we need to start out with one of these hilarious potential scammy things.
That's just so funny, man.
Yeah, it's great. Anyway, welcome to the podcast. We just wasted 8.5 minutes doing this thing.
Even though we said welcome to the podcast 8.5 minutes ago. Welcome!
Yeah, welcome to the podcast anyway.
Again!
Yeah. Today, subject's going to be about anime and the video games.
The video games.
In that order, specifically. Manny and I already did an anime-related podcast, like what our favorite shows are in...
I ain't no Manny.
Yeah, in certain genres, like horror, action, shonen, whatever. So, out of all the animes you have seen, Andrew, what would you say has been your favorite, like, of all time?
Oh,
we'll just
man.
get the hard one off the bat first.
Oh, man. Alright. I'm a basic bitch. I grew up watching Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, and now Dragon Ball Super.
Same.
But it's not my favorite. Still basic bitch.
Oh, yeah.
That's just not my favorite. My favorite is another one that I've always grown up watching, and I'm actually in my second run watching through it now, which is Naruto. I don't know what it is, man. I just fucking love Naruto. I just love the show. Something about the character that just draws me to it, and I think it's good.
It's good. If it wasn't for... Oh, God, if it wasn't for all the fucking filler the show had...
Yeah, fuck, man. What, 300, 400 episodes of fucking filler between Naruto and Naruto Shippuden?
Yeah, and then, like, maybe 300 episodes of the actual show itself.
To say the least.
Both first Naruto, then Shippuden.
Hey, but I mean, if you can't talk shit about something that you love, then obviously
Oh,
you
yeah, I
don't
mean,
fucking
like,
love
not
it.
all the filler was horrible either.
No, there was some good-ass fucking filler between the two of them, especially some of the fights that go on between them. Like, there's some badass fights in the filler.
Like Kakashi when he joined the Anbu. I really like that filler arc.
It's a good-ass filler. And, I mean, the entirety of Itachi's background, that's considered filler.
That's what I was going to bring up next about Naruto. I hate whenever the filler brings that up again because it goes through the entirety of Itachi's backstory over and over.
Not necessarily, but
again.
it's covering stuff that hadn't been covered normally.
Yes, but it still covers the
it brings
same
up
shit we
so
already know.
much more as to the character development of Itachi. That's what makes it important. Even if it's filler, it's still good.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to talk about filler, let's not forget the fucking rest in peace Jiraiya, but the two filler episodes that go through Jiraiya's background before he died. Mm-hmm. That explains how pain was created. Basically, it's filler, but it explains how pain came to be.
I didn't realize that it was filler. I mean, I never read the Shippuden manga, so I can't really say.
Super good. Like Zatch Bell. I don't know how many people watch Zatch Bell. It's a good fucking... I have watched through every single episode of Zatch Bell. It is a good fucking show. And I've read the entirety of the manga, and the manga is even better.
I've never really gotten into it, because as a kid, the style of it always kind of creeped me out.
Why?
I don't know. There was just something about...
Is it the fact that they kind of look like dolls? Since the fact that they always have lines down from their eyes to the bottom of their face?
Yeah, I think it's the doll thing that really creeps me out, because I don't like...
I always thought it was cool as fuck, because these guys have like Dragon Ball Z type powers, but they're read from a fucking book, and it's like, this nigga fucking shoots lightning out of his mouth.
The thing that I liked about Zatch Bell was the game that came out on the PS2 for it. Have you ever played it?
It's a good fucking game.
That game is so fucking fun.
But like, just it's so good. Like, the show just draws you in, and it does it so quickly and so early. It's just such a good show.
Yeah. How about worst anime you've seen?
Oh, that's a tough one too.
Yeah. Because I already have my answer, but it's also my favorite as well for comedy purposes.
You're gonna say Ghost Stories. It's not bad. The animation's good.
The animation's good, but
English voice actors were told to make the show interesting.
I actually watched the first episode of the subs.
It's fucking trash.
It's atrocious.
It is fucking trash. If you haven't seen Ghost Stories, the English dub specifically yet, watch it. And I'll give you one reason why is I'm going to quote. Well, no, Jeremy's gonna quote one line from it because it's in a female voice, and it's about principles.
God, how was that again? Why do all principals look like lesbians? Or something like that.
And that is why you should watch. That's the very first episode, by the way, fellas. That is why you should watch Ghost Stories in the English dub.
Oh, it's so fucking stupid.
It's stupid as fuck, but it's so fucking funny. But and this was aired. Like, this was a TV, like a literal, actual TV show.
I kind of want to watch more of the dub, though. Just to see how they go with
it's
the whole
worth watching.
series.
I promise. It's worth watching.
I kind of hope it's on Funimation or Verve or Crunchyroll.
Maybe. I have all three.
Oh, I have Verve, which technically means I have all three.
I have actual subscriptions to all three, actually. I have my Funimation through Verve, but I actually have like a separate Crunchyroll subscription.
Yeah, I have both Funimation and Verve because sometimes the episodes of, say, Dragon Ball Super or
one or the other is late on upload. Man, Attack on Titan is so fucking good.
Oh, yeah. I was about to bring up recent animes that you've seen that you really enjoyed.
Season 3 hype.
Oh, yeah. Next spring, dude.
And then there's One Punch Man. Fuck, what is it, 2 years since that show came out? I'm finally starting to get into the hype of that show.
We were on, like, episode 3 last time I checked, like, the beginning of it.
And I passed the fuck out.
You did. We were pretty shit-faced. You were pretty shit-faced.
I'm always pretty shit-faced.
Just not right now, though. So
I'm getting there.
It's going to be a rather tame podcast until he gets shit-faced.
I'm getting there. I'm already buzzed.
But you never answered on the worst anime for you that you've seen.
Oh, man.
Like, what anime that just irked you?
I can think of 3 of them. That would be... Actually, it's harder than I thought. There's one that I can think of that I only remember seeing like fucking 5 or 6 episodes of, and I was like 13 years old. So this is like 7, 8 years ago when I watched this. And it was always on, it wasn't on Toonami, it wasn't on Adult Swim, it was, oh man, I can't remember what it was called. It came on after the old Disney Channel, and it had something to do with X. Not Disney XD or none of that, but it was like...
The X Factor.
No, shut the fuck up. I can't remember, and I want to say the name of the anime is like Shizune or Shinzo. I actually think Shinzo was the name of it. But it's like these dudes have these weird powers and turn into like these samurai fucking... It's such a bad fucking anime, man. It's so bad. It's just straight fucking trash. That's one.
Well, for this next one, to make it a little more interesting, actually, you can go ahead and finish if you have the two in mind.
I can't
because
think of
I was going to say what popular anime that everyone seemed to like, but you disliked.
Not One Punch Man. One Piece.
One Piece? Yeah.
I can't get into One Piece.
My thing with One Piece is that it's too fucking long.
It's not even that. Like, I don't hate One Piece. I've never made it past the 10th episode.
Neither did I, but I've been watching clips of, like, recenter episodes, like 500 and up, and it looks so fucking good.
I've watched a lot of the big fights. I still just don't enjoy it. To me, it's the same as Bleach. Every time a big fight comes, something fucking different has to come in. A new power, a new transformation.
One thing that I've always hated about Bleach was it's basically doing the fairy... Well, I think Fairy Tail came second, but it did the power of friendship. Like, my friends, they believe in me, so I have no power. Slash.
Next thing you know, every character in the fucking show's name should be fucking Ike. I fight for my friends.
Yeah.
No! It's not enjoyable.
Yeah.
It's, well...
To a degree.
Again, it's hypocritical of me. First, I judge fucking One Piece for new power, new transformation, different fucking everything, and then I'm like, I fucking love Dragon Ball Super, and then it's... I fight for my friends. Oh, it's fucking gay. My favorite anime is Naruto.
Yeah.
I fight for my friends. I understand that I'm a hypocrite.
But they don't do it as much as, say, One Piece, Bleach, or Fairy Tail does, the fighting for the friends thing. They don't do that as much as
I guess.
These shows.
And another big thing for me with the difference between the shows, and it's like I like to compare it to Full Metal Alchemist, specifically Brotherhood, which is another one of my favorites, just in the simplicity of the fact that, like, the dubs are better for these shows. Naruto's dub is better than fucking One Piece's I fucking hate Fairy Tail.
I don't like
Fairy Tales. I don't like anything about Fairy Tail.
I like the designs of some of the characters in Fairy Tail. That's it for me.
I don't care about the designs. The specific character that turned me the fuck away from
Happy the
Fairy
Cat?
Tail. No.
Really?
Gray.
Gray?
I fucking hate Gray.
Really? Wow.
I hate everything about his character. I don't know what it is. I just can't get behind him.
I don't like him that much either, but the Happy the Cat was the thing that turned me away from Fairy Tail immediately. I fucking hate that little blue pussy.
I can't. I hate Gray. I hate him. I don't know why. I just fucking hate him.
Yeah.
He makes the show hard to watch for me. And with One Piece, there's only one... I can't even remember the character's name. It's been so fucking long since I watched it. He's the swordsman with the green hair.
Zoro?
Yeah, he's the only character that I even give a shit about in the show. The orange-haired bitch, she's fucking annoying. Monkey D. Luffy, I fucking hate him. I mean, literally...
So, next week is going to be One Piece's 800th episode.
Boo.
It's infuriating to me that an anime is allowed to go on that long.
Bleach went over 1,000 before they canceled it.
200.
Telling you. Bleach went a fuck ton further.
What's up right now, actually, then?
Let's see it.
Full episode list.
You're already Googling it wrong.
$366 total episodes.
How many episodes are in the anime of Bleach?
Let me think about.
You fucking bitch, Siri.
Man, Siri.
$366, you were right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I think it might be the manga, because I think the manga ended last year, I believe.
I was saying, and even then, like, the last episode to air for Bleach was in 2012. And it was the last episode of Bleach to air on, specifically, TV Tokyo, so...
Yeah, but if I heard anything about...
I don't understand why people can get behind the show.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just the fact that I haven't watched it, but like...
It's not bad at some points. The fights are crazy, but it's like...
Crazy in the sense...
everywhere, but it's just reliant on friendship, which is bullshit. The one character I like in that show is Kenpachi, and that's because he's a fucking psychopath.
When
he
you
also
say...
terrifies me.
When you say the fights are crazy, do you mean like... intense, like there's so much going on, or crazy just like this guy's gonna do a really big attack and then it's gonna be done and oh my god he's alive, and then that guy that's alive is gonna do a really big attack and it's just gonna...
A mixture of both, honestly. Because I made it 200 episodes into Bleach, because I promised myself I would finish the show, but...
One of the 4 forbidden animes. And it's just... One Piece, one of the 4. Can't do it. Naruto, one of the 4. My favorite. Dragon Ball, one of the 4. My second favorite, probably. I'd probably put it third behind Full Metal Alchemist, but...
Yeah.
And then Bleach, number 4. Can't do it. I love 2 of them, I hate 2 of them.
Yeah.
It's just how it is.
But people are saying since Fairy Tail is still going, they're planning on adding that to the Forbidden 4 to replace Bleach.
Really?
Mm-hmm. That's what people are saying. A lot of the people have been saying for the last couple of years, from my understanding.
Those 4 have been the Forbidden 4 since fucking 9-10 years ago. Mm-hmm. You can't... No.
Well, they'll just add a 5th to the list, the Forbidden 5.
And, that'd be fine if you went the Forbidden 5. It's just the fact that, like... To me, and this is mostly, and I don't think a lot of people are going to get the reference I'm about to make, but to me this is like, in the Melee competitive scene, you're going to say Leffen is going to be one of the 5 gods of Melee. No. And again, I'm going to continue on with this for a few more seconds. Leffen is known as the God Slayer. That does not make him one of the 5 gods. That's a different thing. I'll leave the Melee speech where it's at, because ain't fucking nobody gonna get that.
And if you do, props to you.
If you do, fuck, man, we can be friends.
Yeah. Oh, God. So, now that bit was over with, what about the best animated anime you've seen as of lately?
What do you mean?
Like, which anime, like, animated-wise looks...
Oh, you mean,
like,
which one looks better?
Yes,
Well,
looks the best, looks ahead of its time.
It's simple. It's Attack on Titan.
Mm-hmm. I figured you would say that.
I mean, like...
Honestly, when I did the podcast with Manny, I said One Punch Man.
One Punch Man ain't got shit on Attack on Titan.
Because I forgot about Attack on Titan from when we did that podcast, but
and I mean,
I know that farther down the series, the animation for the fights get really fucking crazy in One Punch Man. It's not even funny.
It's no different in fucking Season 2 of Attack on Titan, though.
Oh, Attack on... Season 2 is phenomenal.
Spoiler alert. If you don't know what's going to happen, then you're going to skip to whatever time that we stop talking about it.
I mean, people probably have already read the manga.
Or
just don't care about
something.
it.
But I mean, if you haven't, and you want to know, but not through us, skip to whatever time he puts up. Man, the fucking Colossal Titan versus Eren is the best
Armored.
damn thing. Armored Titan, whatever, shut the fuck up. The best damn fight in that show. Mm-hmm. And maybe this just comes from the fact that I do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, so to me it's just awesome watching the arm bar. I can't remember the name for the fucking chokehold he puts him in where he's got his fucking head wrenched up. And that might just be the naked chokehold.
I believe
Naked rear choke is what it would be called, but maybe it's one of those, but just the fact that it's implemented and it's used so effectively in something like this, it's just so cool. And it's not like you don't see something skipped on accident, or you don't see a so sudden of a move that you just can't tell that it was actually there. Like, it's all perfectly planned, animated, and implemented. It's so good.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like, every second, like, you're watching it like it's happening. I mean, you can tell it's an anime because, duh, it's animated. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, it moves perfectly. That's what's important.
Yeah. How about favorite antagonist or rival to the main character?
In what?
Any anime that you can think of.
I bet y'all fuckers are expecting me to say Sasuke versus Naruto. Yeah, fuck you. Not literally. I'm just... Yeah.
You get it.
It's not gonna be Vegeta versus Goku.
Because that's a question I haven't answered myself, because I never mentioned it before.
Holy fuck. It'd either be Reiner and Eren, or...
Personally,
I'd have to say Scar versus Ed.
That's a good one.
It's so good.
Oh, God. It was either that or Frieza and Goku for me. Because Frieza's... Spoilers! Back into the fold of the series now.
Yeah, for the the third time?
Mm-hmm.
But, man, fucking Scar versus Edward Elric. Man. The first half of the series, they're trying to kill Scar.
Yeah.
And then the second half, they're like, Scar's my homie. I love this guy.
Kinda.
Kinda. I want to kill him, but I still love him.
That's Peter. That's pretty fucking gay, Peter. That's Peter.
I'm not a weeb. I'm a
We talked
weeaboo.
about rivals.
Antagonist. Oh, same shit.
Ooh, best developed character ever.
Fuck. Fuck.
I think that's a pretty easy one, honestly.
Oh, I'm gonna get judged so hard for this answer. Go ahead and answer first.
I'm saying Vegeta.
My answer to this question of the best developed character, in my opinion, is Sakura.
Really, Sakura? Go ahead and explain. I would like to hear your reasoning.
The start of the very original Naruto. The whole fucking show, all she fucking cares about is Sasuke. Sasuke, Sasuke, Sasuke. And she's a weak, impudent, unimportant, fucking worthless bitch.
So she was basically as useless as a screen door on a submarine?
Yeah. What is that from? I know it's from something I've heard.
It is
somewhere.
from something I can't remember. That's just the first thing.
I just
in
heard
my
it
mind.
fucking 2 days ago too. And then you get to the start of Shippuden, and literally the first fight against the Akatsuki, after she spent the fucking 2.5 years that Naruto's gone, she spent those whole time with training with Tsunade. She kills Sasori. She's the first person in the series to kill an Akatsuki.
Holy shit, she is.
Does that not register as, oh my god, she's a badass?
Yeah. But unfortunately, after that, she dwindles down to more usefulness, but still gets more powerful later on.
Yeah, but no, like, and then the shitty part is, like, she's still stuck on Sasuke for the most of the series, but it's like, and the reason that I answer Sakura is because there's a specific point in the show that makes me say this, and it's the point where she realizes that one of the reasons Naruto is out to save Sasuke is because of Sakura. And so she's like, I can't do this to him anymore.
That's
and she
right,
tells
that's
Naruto
when
she loves him. Even
That's
though
right.
she doesn't. But she does it specifically because he knows he's out there to fucking get him for her.
But Naruto just says...
Naruto sees through it, of course. Yeah. But it's just like there's so much development as a character there. It shows more that she cares more about, like, she cares about everybody involved in her life and not just that fucking emo fuck.
Yeah.
Like, to me, that's just great character development.
Oh, yeah. And then you can... I never would have figured, honestly. Just thinking about it makes so much sense.
She's so well developed.
It honestly doesn't change my opinion.
If you didn't say that. Ever, I would have said Iwabi from fucking Boruto.
Oh, yeah. He's a very the best developed character in the series right now.
And it's a super short series so far.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, when you said ever, I'm like, well, I can't say Iwabi because the series is barely 30 episodes in.
Yeah, it's still a little baboo.
So... can't quite claim him, but... And this is just going off of the animes that I watch regularly. I enjoy it. You could even say Alphonse. He was really well developed.
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember her name, but the blonde chick from Helsing, she was super well developed. I can't remember her fucking name.
Girl, Saris.
Yes, she was super well developed.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could even go to fucking... like, not quite anime, but still animated type show from fucking Red vs. Blue. You could go to fucking church.
I don't watch the show like you do, so I can't say. I've been meaning to start watching it, but there are so many other shows that I want to watch.
Red vs. Blue is seriously one of the best damn things as an anime or just an internet show. It's so fucking good.
It's a good thing you said internet show, otherwise people would crucify you.
For what?
Just leave it's not an anime. Like people crucify people for saying The Last Airbender isn't an anime. Which the style of that animation, it's inspired by anime, but I don't think it was Japanese made.
It's debatable. Anime specifically, if you were to look up the term for the word specifically, it is a Japanese made animation. It's not what The Last Airbender is. It's a cartoon by definition. Would I consider it an anime? Yes. But by dictionary animation, or dictionary definition, it's a cartoon.
I consider it's an anime because it's the style is heavily inspired by the Japanese anime style.
Yes, and like, and I agree. I view it as an anime, but it's still a cartoon at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Light Yagami from Death Note is also super well fucking
Developed. But not developed into the good way.
I think I agree with that because the way that they developed him made the show stupid. Kind of like what's the name of the fucking show where the guy turns into the fucking demon at the end of the show? Or end of the first season. Tokyo Ghoul. He doesn't turn into a demon, he turns into a ghoul. That show fucking sucks.
I can't get into Tokyo Ghoul.
I watched for everything to the end of this first season. The build up for it is super good. As soon as the first season ends and goes on to the second season, it's terrible. It's not even like a slow decline. It hit the incline and an immediate fucking 90-degree drop. It's so bad. Like, that kills the entirety of the show so fast. It's dumb. Like, spoiler alert, again, he spends the entire first season trying to kill ghouls and not be one of them. And by the end of the first season, he becomes one. And then everything after that is just him being one. It's dumb. It's so dumb.
Makes sense. I can understand why you think that was dumb.
It's not for me.
Yeah. One thing that, what's a couple of animes you can list that you really want to start watching?
Classroom Assassination.
That's on my list.
Or Assassination Class, or...
Assassination Classroom.
Yeah. Super good from what I've heard. I want to watch it. I haven't yet. I've got Crunchyroll, so eventually I will.
The number one on my list right now is My Hero Academia.
No.
Don't like it, or...
It looks like, what's the fucking name of the show that I'm trying to think of?
While you think about that, I'll give my reasoning why. Because everyone I ask about the show, and see on Twitter, they're saying My Hero Academia is probably the best modern anime ever. That's what they've been saying.
It's not Hunter x Hunter.
Hunter x Hunter is what you were trying to say.
No. It's not the one that I'm thinking of, though. It's Duran High School.
Oh, yeah.
Something like that.
Something like that.
It just looks like that. To me. Maybe I'm wrong, and this probably comes with the fact that I haven't watched it, so I can't speak 100% knowledgeably on it. And so I'm not going to say My Hero Academia is fucking shit. It's just, to me, the way that it looks, I don't have any interest in it.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll sit down and watch it with you, and I'll be happy to be proven wrong. It's just...
A show that I need to introduce you to as well is Steins Gate.
Everybody keeps telling me to watch it, but then they're like, it's so emotional. I'm like, fuck emotional.
It's not even the fact that it's emotional. Like, the first episode itself is kind of a mindfuck, and then it's just like... It's just an interesting way to think about time travel.
Well, maybe I will sit down and watch it.
It's only 24 episodes. It starts off pretty slow, but once shit hits the fan midway, it gets super fucking dark. That's all I can say about it.
Definitely gonna have to give it a watch then. I know there was a parody video I'd seen going around about an anime on Facebook, and it was I can't remember the name of the anime, so don't get too mad at me. But I remember the only way that I can remember it and try to find it is I'll have to find the video again, of course, to be able to find the anime. But the character who's the main character in the anime talks about how he's in a he's like, man, life is so boring, and then he opens his eyes again, and he's in some fantasy world, and he's like, this is going to be the best day ever. And then it cuts to the fucking intro scene, and it's like the worst day of so-and-so's life ever.
Oh, is it Subaru's life?
Yes!
Yes, I know. It's something zero.
And I
really want to
watch it.
That's like right after My Hero Academia on my list, actually.
Because the parody video of it just makes it seem like such a fucked up anime.
That's all I've heard
Like
about
on
it.
on the terms of like Attack on Titan fucked up. And to me, that just makes me want to watch it.
I kind of want to see after this podcast if it's on Verve.
I'll check Crunchyroll.
I mean, Verve, Crunchyroll, they're all together, but
Do that.
yeah.
But it's something that I'm considering watching.
Yeah. And then also about Steins Gate as well. They just announced a new series based on the PS Vita video game that just came out based on it. And I was like, oh, that gets me hyped.
So it's a series
It was
based on a game that's based on the show.
Yes, which is kind of a sequel.
Steinception. Shit's retarded, fam.
Yeah, but it's so good. I enjoy it a lot.
Fucking hungry.
Sounds like it's not my problem.
True.
I mean, we have pizza and garlic bread in the fridge. Cheesy garlic bread from Boss's Pizza. At least it's actually really good.
I'll probably warm some up after this.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you think of anything else for anime related stuff? Because I believe I have one more question.
I got one.
Shoot.
Best video game series to follow an anime.
Oh. All the ones that I've played. Alright, so the one that's most fun to me has honestly been Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist of the Roses.
It's such a good game.
It's such a good game, and the graphics are so far ahead of its time. I love it so much.
You're welcome, by the way.
Yeah. Still have it. We might even do a playthrough of that sometime.
Hopefully.
God, that would be so fun. I would just need to find my HDMI to AV to HDMI adapter first.
That'd be kind of important.
What about your answer for that then? Because I think I already know the answer.
It's not Xenoverse, if that's what you're gonna think. I'm sure everybody expects it. I kind of want to say Naruto Shippuden, the game series for that, just because the fucking Ultimate Ninja game series is super good.
Oh yeah.
But I would have to say the one that I've played that I've enjoyed the most, sadly don't currently have on my PlayStation right now, was the most recent Sword Art Online game.
Really?
Yeah, it's super fun. I think this comes to the fact that I fucking loved Sword Art Online when it came out. Like, when I watched the first season of
That
it...
reminds me, the second season is the next, really high up on my list as well. I completely forgot about it until recently. Is it that bad?
It's bad.
Is it bad compared to part 2? To the
Alright.
first season?
So there's season 1 of Sword Art Online, which is phenomenal. Then there's part 2, or season 2, for Sword Art Online, and it's okay.
It just gets a little too much on the romantic side for me.
Yeah. And then season, like the second series, basically, Gun Gale Online is what it's called. Absolute shit.
Really?
It is trash.
Wow, that's kind of surprising. Because
Ghost Stories English dub is better than that. It is. It gets so fucking weird. Like, if you haven't seen it yet, and you don't want to know, go ahead and skip again. However, so Kirito, there's this new online game, Gun Gale Online. They have guns and all this shit. Kirito's avatar is a female.
That's right, I did hear about that.
Kirito and Asuna split. The whole reason that season 1 was so fucking good. Killed. Like that.
Jesus.
And it's not even like a subtle build-up, man. It just fucking happens out of nowhere. Like, it's just fucking so dumb.
You know, there's a Sword Art Online movie that just came out?
Really?
Mm-hmm. It was in theaters a couple weeks ago.
I'll have to watch it.
I will have to watch it too after I watch Sword Art Online too. But anyway, continue.
But, like, Gun Gale Online, or the second part of Sword Art Online, it's so bad. It's not worth watching. You'd be better off just reading reviews from it, or reading, like, summaries. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I'm dead serious. It's fucking bad.
People are saying it was an upgrade from the end of, well, part 2 of season 1.
It is so far from that. I hated Gun Gale Online. Again, it's a personal opinion. I'd rather watch One Piece than fucking that. And you heard my opinion on One Piece earlier. I couldn't make it past fucking episode 10.
Yeah, I tried. I couldn't get past 20. Like, I hope there's a popular bridge for it, so that way I can still watch the story and hope it's actually funny, so I'll get through it faster.
Yeah. It's just, I couldn't do it. In Gun Gale Online, I made it about 2/3 of the way through, man, and it was fucking bad.
You couldn't finish it.
Season 2 of The Walking Dead is better.
Oh, man.
That's a serious, legitimate statement.
That's hard to say considering how bad Season 2 of The Walking Dead was.
And it's still better than fucking Gun Gale Online, man.
Ooh, man. You know, that was going to be my question. My next question, like, worst, like, recent anime you've seen in...
Gun Gale Online. Mm-hmm. Oh, man, that's so bad.
Bahuda's awake.
Yes, he is. Why are we calling him Bahuda?
It's just a habit. I call him Bahuda in real life more than I do Christian. Unless he's at work or something, like somewhere public. But whenever it's just three of us, I just call him Bahuda.
I do too. And he's my brother.
I think that's a little sadder.
Sadder's not a word. It would be more sad.
Whatever.
Bitch.
I think that's all we can cover on anime. I don't have any more questions I can think of.
I got nothing.
Alright, so we'll move on to the main dish, the main course, whatever you want to call it. Video games. That's what we're all about here at Aftermath Studios. We play games, we talk about games.
We touch
whatever.
butts.
Mm-hmm. Occasionally we'll sword fight. Wait, what? We'll just get straight to the point. What is your favorite video game?
I don't have an answer for that.
Really? Alright, we'll just go story-driven then. What about favorite story-driven game? Make that a little easier.
I still don't have an answer for that.
Because mine was Uncharted 2. I really love that game.
Dark Cloud 2.
Dark Cloud 2?
Not that fucking... There's not more than a fucking handful of people that have probably played that game. And, like, when I say handful, I mean, like, a handful compared to the population of gamers.
Mm-hmm.
So whereas a handful to us is 10, a handful to the population of gamers is probably a couple hundred. Maybe a couple thousand.
Yeah, even I know about, but I've never, like, fully played it through. I know you let me try it out at your place a long time ago, and I enjoyed it. But I never got around to,
it's specifically Dark Cloud 2. Mm-hmm. Because the whole game is about the main characters, quote-unquote. You got the first main character introduced, his name is Max, or Maximilian. And he's on a search to find his mother and see what to him is the outside world. Because he spent his whole life living in a city that has walls all around it.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of similar to the Attack on Titan series, where he wants to go out and see the world. It's not quite as dark or bloody
or fucked up.
But he lives with his father. He despises his father for the simple fact that his father won't tell him anything about his mother, and he doesn't remember his mother past the age of 5. And so he spends his life going out, looking around this whole new world to him. He sees the ocean for the first time. He goes inside a volcano for the first time. And, like, he does all this shit that's new to him, and he's, like, 15, 16 years old at this time. Mm-hmm. And the other main character, whose name is Monica, she's from 100 years in the future in the game canon. And what happens is her father's rival eventually finds a way to find his way into the castle without being discovered and kills Monica's father. So Monica's just out on complete fucking revenge.
Yeah.
And throughout the game, there's character development. You see these characters learn so much about themselves and about the world, and just, to me, I just fucking love the game.
Yeah.
I've played it through. The first time I played that game, I was 11 years old. Ever since then, and I mean this literally, you can ask Christian, my brother, about this. I've made like a what's it called? A tradition out of playing that game all the way through at least once a year.
That's the same thing with me watching Full Metal Alchemist. I want to watch it once a year.
And I was 11 the first time I played that game.
Whew.
I turned 21 in a month. I've played through that game 9 times. Soon to be 10.
I was about to ask a question since, but I'll have to change it up a little bit.
And every time I play through the game, I don't lose any interest. I love it just as much as the first time I played it.
Alright, so the next question is... What is the game you have replayed through the most times but never beat once? Me? Final Fantasy VII. I always got towards the end, but never got down to Sephiroth because I forget about the game. Because I don't want to do that grind all the way to 99. Because it's such a long grind.
So, I don't have an answer to that because I've beaten every single game I've played. There's not a single game in this world that I've played that I've never beaten.
Really?
Yeah. But the game that I played through the most before I finally beat it, and this is a game that...
Could you state how many times you've played it through before you actually beat it?
About 13.
Final Fantasy VII, it was about 10 for me.
I played through that game. I played through this game about 20 to 25 times. Anywhere in that fucking spectrum. And it took me about anywhere from 13 to 15 playthroughs before I finally beat it. And it was, and I've not beaten it since, by the way. I've beaten the game once. I haven't beaten it again. And it's a lesser known game. It was on the GameCube, or not GameCube, Game Boy Color. So already, this is gonna go back to my days of being 5-6 years old. It was The Legend of Zelda, Oracle of Seasons.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, I was not expecting a Zelda game, honestly.
Now, there's probably not an enormous amount of people that have played it or know of it or any of the such.
I haven't
That
played
game
too much of it.
is fucking hard as dick. Because it's a 2D scroller, kind of. It's an open world 2D scroller, so it's not like scroll, but in the sense that like it's like Link to the Past on the SNES. It works like that, but on the Game Boy Color.
Yeah.
And the final boss is a 3D boss. It is fucking hard. The final boss's name is Onyx. That dude is hard as shit. He is so fucking hard. I've literally only beaten him once. I played the game 2 years ago and I wasn't able to beat him. And I beat him when I was 16. 4 or 5 years ago. Basically 5 years ago at this point.
Yeah.
But like, that was the only time I ever beat him. I've never beaten him since.
Wow.
It's so hard.
Alright, I have a follow-up question that I can answer immediately. What is the worst game you have ever played that is based before the 2000s?
Go ahead.
Zelda 2.
Why?
I
Worse in what sense?
like a game that you just found to be atrocious or something you just absolutely hated. I want to make sure I have the right Zelda game.
No, I know what game you're thinking of. It's the side-scroller game.
Yeah, I did. I just didn't like it.
It's like Zelda meets Final Fantasy.
Yeah, and to a degree, but there's just I did not like it. Like the combat to me was pretty stupid. Like it didn't remind me anything of the first Zelda. It felt like a different game entirely.
But you gotta remember that the first Zelda was literally the same thing as fucking Oracle of Seasons.
Mm-hmm.
You've got that Link to the Past movement where you hit an edge of the screen and it moves to the next screen, but you only stab, and
Yeah.
that's all you do. And then in Zelda 2, you move kind of like that, but then you get into a battle, and all of a sudden it is Mario 2D, and you have the down stab, the straight stab, and the jump stab. Like it adds so much more from the original Zelda. To me, that is a good improvement. It's a step forward. Don't get me wrong, that game, and to this day, I will forever stand by this opinion. That game is fucking hard as dick. It's one of the hardest games in the world.
I think that might be why it was just too difficult for me.
And one of the biggest reasons that
actually
game is one
play.
of the top most difficult games in the world, to me, is just the fact that no matter how much progress you make through the game, if you die and get a game over just 3 times throughout your entirety of the playthrough, it completely resets.
That's it. That was the biggest thing for me, actually.
Like, you could be at Ganon and get your third game over, and you're at the beginning of the game. Just like that.
Yeah, but I just hate that game. It's so
the
difficult.
worst game ever before the 2000s. I've played a lot of games
from that era.
Donkey Kong Country 3.
Really? Alright. That makes sense, actually.
I thought that game was... I don't know. It was a Transformers game for the SNES.
I've never played that one.
I had it. I played it twice. Like, I put it in the Super Nintendo and played it twice. That's it. The game was terrible. That'd probably be my pick.
Alright. Video games. I'm trying to think of other questions before we move on to the companies themselves. Worst shooter?
COD.
Any specific or just in general?
Ghosts. COD Ghosts. The game's a piece of shit.
I would have to say Infinite Warfare. I hate that game with a burning passion.
Ghosts was worse, I promise.
I've played both, but...
I have too. Ghosts was worse.
Yeah, but I'm just going on different answers so we don't do the same thing.
I feel you. There's nothing wrong with doing the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, we could do every genre. You could do.
Oh yeah, we could. Let's.
What's your favorite 2D fighter?
2D fighter. Probably Mortal Kombat. I've never been good at it, but I've always enjoyed playing it.
When I'll say Mortal Kombat, or when you say Mortal Kombat, I will follow up and ask which Mortal Kombat. Because that game has evolved a lot since
It
its
has
first
evolved
game.
so much since the first one. I think it was. Trying to remember if it was the third. But I know the first time I played Mortal Kombat was actually in an arcade when I was 6 years old. In Albuquerque, New Mexico, in a place called the Hinkle Family Fun Center.
So,
Fun Center.
I can tell you about some fucking shitty ass spin-offs from the Mortal Kombat series. Like there was a Mortal Kombat game for the Wii.
Oh god, don't.
It was fucking
Don't!
It's so bad.
Fuck that game. Now I want to buy it so we can play it, get frustrated, and then break the TV.
It's so bad.
It's awful. Ugh.
I would have to say my favorite MK would be 9.
I enjoy
Just because I
lot.
look at 2D fighters a lot from the competitive standpoint. So you've got, Street Fighter. I would say 2. But the current is 5. 2 is my favorite for the Street Fighters. MK9 is my favorite for Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. I like the new Mortal Kombat, but...
MKX is alright. It's just, it splits its characters.
One thing
Like,
that I
you've got
hate about
MK9 where, like, you go Kung Lao, for example. He's got 1.5 million moves, of course, overly exaggerated.
Yeah.
And then you go to MKX, and instead of just having him the way he was in MK9 in the game prior, MKX, they take his moves and split it up so he has 12 moves in 3 different versions of the same character.
Yeah, one thing that
To me, that's retarded.
One thing that pissed me off in MK10 was the fact that...
Not MK10, it's MKX.
X, but they killed Baraka. That's who I used to play in, who I used to main in 9. Baraka was a very fun character for me.
He's low tier, but
He's very low tier,
fun.
but he's fun. And I really like his design. He was basically Demon Wolverine, but with one claw.
Yeah. You already know my answer to the question. My favorite 2D fighter is Super Smash Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when I say that, I'm going to say this. Super Smash 64, super good. Super Smash Brothers Melee, the best. Super Smash Brothers Brawl, an absolute heaping pile of shit. Literally a game made by a 4-year-old will be better than Brawl. Project M, the mod for Brawl to make it play like Melee, is alright. It's below Smash 64.
Yeah, I did play it once when we were in Sioux City.
It's fun, it's just, it's overly balanced. Every character is good.
Oh, since we're on the topic right now, but go ahead and finish what you're going to say about the
and
new
then
one.
Smash 4, the brand new one, it's fun as hell. I can't play it like a competitive game. There are not enough competitive traits that make that game able to be played at a competitive level. And this is coming, I've been in the competitive scene of Smash Brothers for 4 or 5 years now. Smash 4 players think of themselves as these godly fucking players at the game. Oh, I trained for this much time. There's no tech. There's nothing technical about the game. You watch competitive Melee, you've got wave dashing, L canceling, ledge canceling, fucking jump canceling, fucking shine canceling, wave shine. Like, it's insane how much technical skill and abilities go into this game, and there's none of that in Smash 4.
Yeah. Since we're on the topic of Smash Bros. Anyway, let's talk about Sioux City, which we wanted to do in the last podcast, but you were kind of dozing off.
I was drunk as fuck.
Yeah. So, let's talk about Sioux City. Why did we go there approximately 3 weeks ago? About a month ago when this podcast comes out.
We went there for Smash Brothers Melee tournament.
Give the name if you'd like.
Huh?
Give the name if you'd like.
The name of the tournament was Run, Don't Walk. And it was hosted by some guys that live up in Sioux Falls from South Dakota, actually. Which is about an hour from Sioux City, which is down in Iowa. And the tournament was cool. There was about 80 people that went in. And currently I'm ranked number 3 in my region of South Dakota. So I went into it with pretty high expectations. And I ended up not doing good at all. I didn't win a single game. And of course, to most people who don't know anything about the Smash Brothers, specifically Melee scene, they're not going to understand a lot of this. But I think the coolest thing that came out of that was the fact that I spent about 2 or 3 hours playing friendlies with a player there whose name was Bobby Frizz, who's ranked number 1 in Kentucky right now, and he's one of the best players in the Midwest.
Oh yeah, that's right. We already discussed this.
In which I've come to understand, he has taken games, like in tournament, taking games and sometimes sets off of a player who is referred to as the GOAT. The greatest of all time. This guy, who is the greatest of all time, has lost to Bobby Frizz. And I was beating this guy.
Captain Face Roll?
No, his name is Mango. He is referred to as one of the 5 gods of Melee. And this guy's lost to Bobby Frizz before.
Really?
And I was beating Bobby Frizz. That is insane to me. Literally, my dick is hard. That's crazy. That's so much, that's crazy. And I was beating this guy. Oh man, I can't even talk about how much hype that builds up inside me. That's just so nuts. Of course, if you don't know Melee or the scene or don't play in it, you're not quite going to understand it, but it's like... What's a good comparison to it? Like being able to outlift Arnold Schwarzenegger in his prime days.
It is prime, okay.
That's nuts. That's just what it feels like to me.
Alright.
To me, that's saying, I can beat this guy that's not referred to as one of the best players, but this guy can beat one of the best players, and I beat him. So I can beat one of the best players in the world.
Potentially.
And this guy makes literally hundreds of thousands of dollars off of this game. And I have the potential to beat this guy. And make even more money than him off of it.
Yeah, that's insane. When you were playing against him, that's one thing I didn't expect out of him.
I didn't even know it was him. Mm-hmm. Because I'd never seen him before. The only reason I even found out it was him was because about 2 weeks after our tournament when we went down to Sioux City, I was watching a highlight video that showed the highlights from the top 8 from that tournament specific.
That tournament, or was that
no? Bobby Frizz took 3rd.
Okay, I couldn't remember
or
who
second.
The first one was.
Shinobi won. Bobby Frizz took 2nd. I can't remember for the life of me who took 3rd, and Captain Face Roll took 4th. So Bobby Frizz beat Captain Face Roll, and I beat Bobby Frizz. And Captain Face Roll is recognized on the Melee It On Me rankings as the number 45th player in the world. And I beat a guy who beat him. Mm-hmm. Dude, come on.
Go ahead and finish what you're saying, how you figured it out. You're watching highlights.
But the only reason I even realized that I was playing against Bobby Frizz is I was watching highlights from that tournament specifically, and from all kinds of other tournaments that took on during the same week. And it showed a highlight from the same tournament, the Run Don't Walk tournament, of Shinobi playing versus Bobby Frizz. And it showed the face cam, and of course it was the same fucking guy that asked me to play friendlies with him and asked me to play a set against him prior. in the face cam.
And the thing is, too, I played against him a little bit, too. He was showing me some things and stuff while you were out taking a smoke break, too.
Well, he taught me a whole bunch when I played with him. Mm-hmm. He just taught me how to better utilize my character.
Yeah, he's a very nice guy. Very nice.
No, he's
guy.
cool as fuck. Like, I respect him. I respect him a lot. He was super nice, super kind, and super just an awesome person. Mm-hmm. And like, if I was to ever run into him again, the only thing I would ask him is to sit down and play more Melee, and just teach me more.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
it's crazy how much he knows about it. And he's not even a well-recognized player yet. But this guy's beating the GOAT. That's nuts.
Yeah. What was your exact reaction when you saw his face on that cam?
I was flipping out. I mean, like, flipping out. Like, oh my god, this is the guy I played friendlies with for this long. Holy fucking shit. Like, I texted my brother, who knows the scene even better than I do. Like, I played friendlies with Bobby Frizz for 3 hours, bro. And then he was like, holy fucking shit. You lucky ass motherfucker.
Oh, God. Who would have guessed on that, though? That's insane.
Not me.
Yeah. And then the biggest highlight for me, for when I was there, I was kind of getting bored. The tournament started. People were kind of all over the place watching people play. Some kid sits down to play friendlies with me, and he just bodies me. He's a fucking asshole. Andrew,
The Ganondorf player?
The Ganondorf
God, that
is
kid
shit.
was a fucking dickhole.
So when you play against somebody who's new to the scene, who wants to learn how to play...
Alright, let me word
Yep.
this better. So when you come into the scene of Melee as a brand new player, you expect to go into a game and get fucking massacred, destroyed, bodied, whatever you want to call it. And you know this. So a lot of the time, to not discourage players from playing you, when the game starts, you'll tell them, hey, I'm new to the game. Is there, do you mind playing friendlies with me and helping me kind of learn the game better? And a lot of the time, most players, if they're not absolute fucking assholes, will be like, yeah, sure, let's play. This guy was worse than an absolute asshole. He knew that this guy was new, that Jeremy was brand new to the game, and said, yeah, let's play. Did nothing to teach him. Played his absolute best, which wasn't very good compared to me.
Yeah, I'm garbage still.
And laughed at Jeremy as he just sat there and bodied him. And I was out on a smoke break when this started, so I didn't even see none of it at first. I come in and start to see this happening, and so I sit down, I plug my controller in, I didn't say nothing to Jeremy, and I go, I got next game. Jeremy's like, alright, fine, go ahead and get in. Unplugged his controller. I could tell he was fucking mad. Because he could see that this kid was laughing at him. This kid's like 16, 17 years old.
Arrogant piece of shit.
So the game starts, and I turned around and I told Jeremy, I was like, watch this. The kid didn't touch me. I massacred him. I think I maybe lost one stock to him.
Only one. That's what I'm remembering.
And the kid was getting fucking mad. And I mean, fucking mad. Like, his face was turning red. He was fucking doing stuff that he normally wouldn't do, and I could tell that because he was playing angrily. And I heard him once say, fuck you, under his breath. I'm like, dude, you're gonna treat somebody who's new to the game like he's a piece of shit. I'm gonna treat you, who's been playing the game, like a piece of shit. Because you, compared to him, you might be good, but you, compared to me, who's been playing the game for 4 or 5 years, you're an absolute piece of shit. You're worthless. I'm sorry, I hate to be like that, but you're gonna be a dickhead, I'm gonna be a dickhead back to you.
Yeah.
And so I told the kid, I was like, hey man, good games. Wouldn't even shake my hand. Stood up, unplugged his controller, and said, whatever, man.
Walked away.
And walked away. And that's when I told Jeremy, I was like, hey, by the way, the only reason I stepped in was to fucking body this kid because he made me fucking mad.
And I know it's like a weird thing to stand up for your friend over a video game, but it actually does mean a lot because I want to try and get better at Melee.
This game is one of the most important things to me. I take this game so seriously.
Like, I want to get not as good as Andrew, but where I can be somewhat of a challenge to him so we can practice to get better between tournaments, because Bahuda is the only other person that plays Melee, and these two are usually at work, and then we just play Overwatch for the rest of the night and go to bed.
And it's just like the fact that it's like, I've known Jeremy for not even 7 anymore. It's 8 now.
It's 8 now?
It's 8 now. I've known him for 8 years.
It's 8 now.
I've known Jeremy for 8 years. So we go to this tournament. It's our first time taking a road trip together, first off.
Oh, the long drive, too. But
And
it was a great
might
trip.
I say, for those of you listening, I have not had a road trip that was as fun as that so far. Like, I would say, and fuck the tournament. That didn't matter. The two of us, we sat in our hotel room both nights and got fucking trashed.
Yeah, we did.
And the night that most stuck out to me, like, as drunk as I fucking was, that it sticks out to me super well. As we sat in the hotel room, we got drunk as fuck. And we sat there and we watched the entirety of season 2 of Attack on Titan
That
together.
was out at the moment.
And we were just sitting there like, oh my god, what is going on? And it was just so much
And then
fun.
we come home about 2 days later, we binge watched the entirety of the first season. Well, a large majority of it, but...
And it was a good time. It was awesome. And so,
then-
like, we're sitting at this tournament, and this kid's fucking sitting here just making fun of his, making fun of Jeremy and laughing at him because Jeremy's never played the fucking game at this level before. And I'm gonna talk about it like you guys know about it, and I know you guys, for the most part, probably won't know too much about it. It's just the way that I am about the game. This kid is playing Ganondorf. Ganondorf is a very low-tier character. He's very bad. But playing him at a somewhat competitive level, because the kid still didn't know how to fucking play the game very well. Playing against somebody like Jeremy, who's played the game competitively for, 2-3 months?
Just about.
That's brand new to the game. And you're still learning how to wave dash at this point.
Yeah, and I
This
think I
kid-
figured it out towards the end of it.
Yeah, and this kid probably already knew how to ledge cancel and do all that shit, which of course, again, if you don't play the game, you're not gonna know. It's gonna take too long to explain, so I'm not gonna. But basically, it's just the fact that it's like, you've got a hockey player that knows how to fucking juggle a hockey puck on his fucking stick, while you've got a hockey player that's played the game of hockey at a professional level for a week.
That's a pretty good comparison.
So, and then you've got me who comes in, who I've been playing hockey for 12 years in the same comparison, to as this guy that juggles it, he's been playing for 8 months.
Yeah. And you're like a hockey player that can juggle the puck on his skates.
Yeah. And so, I see this going on, and I'm just like, alright, man, you want to be like that, you want to act like a hotshot, play somebody who knows how to play the fucking game. And I told him that at the end of the day, as we were getting ready to leave. I saw the kid, he was looking all fucking moped out because he'd gotten eliminated from the tournament. So I walked over and I was like, hey man, how'd you do in the tournament? He's like, I didn't win a single game. I told him, I was like, me neither. But you know what? If I'd played you, I'd have made it to the finals. And I left it at that. I walked away after that.
I didn't even know that. You didn't tell me about this until now.
And that kid made me fucking mad. Nobody can act that disrespectful to fucking anybody in front of me and get away with it.
Yeah.
That's probably why I like Naruto as much as I do.
Oh, yeah. The thing with a lot of animes, too, they can teach you some pretty good shit.
I've always
about
hated
life.
disrespect. Since I was a little kid, I didn't fucking hate disrespect. I got charged with assault and battery at 14 years old because I beat the shit out of a guy for being disrespectful.
I remember you telling me about this multiple times.
Now, given the disrespectful was to an incredibly higher level, but we're going to leave that part out and just say he was being disrespectful. Yeah, that was fun.
We'll just leave it at that.
And on that note, I gotta piss.
Now we're going to move on to game companies in general. We're going to start from our most favorite down to our least favorite in a, let's say, top 5. Do you think you could do a top 5?
Maybe.
Let's do top 3 for safety purposes.
Works for me.
Like, number 3 being the best, second one being in between it all, and then number 1 being the worst game company.
Why not the other way around?
Because you'll have more to rant about
Fair enough.
at the end.
So where we start?
So I'll start with number 3, my personal favorite. Blizzard Entertainment. I've been playing their games since the first Diablo, starting when I was 3, maybe 4 years old. And, God, as of recently, like, their cinematics specifically have been on fucking believable. They're incredible what they do with that, and I personally find StarCraft 2, honestly, probably one of my favorite games by them right now. Just for the sake, it's long, it's super story-driven, there's a lot to do. Like, yeah. That's all I can say about that.
Number 2?
No, go ahead and give your number 3.
You're going to give your 3.
Oh, really?
Unless you want to do your
2.
3, my 3, your 2, my 2, your 1, my 1.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay, well, then my 3. My number 3. Probably Naughty Dog. Because The Last of Us is one of the best games I've ever played. It's not the best, it's one of the best. Then you've got the Uncharted series, which is phenomenal.
And you'd never played 4 yet.
We'll ignore 4 for the simple fact that its ending was trash.
Yeah, I didn't like the ending of it, but other than that, it was good.
And those are the 2 games that I will use to kind of give my reasoning for it. I know there's more for Naughty Dog.
Yeah,
Those are
they're
just
like their biggest title as of now.
Those are the 2 that I will give that have built that company into what it is.
So for number 2, for In Between, who's the fuckers that made a Skyrim?
Bethesda.
Yeah, them. I don't typically hate them as a gaming company, but I don't like them either because they're with Skyrim, for example, they're just kicking a dead horse with what they're doing over and over again for it.
I both disagree and agree with that in the sense that I agree with the kicking the dead horse thing.
Yeah, but
the
the
fact
other
that
games
they put
that,
Skyrim
like,
out 7 times, 8 times, 1,000,000 times, God knows how many.
Yeah, but then the games
But
they
just-
come out with are usually really good.
I'll say in general, Bethesda's a fantastic company. They're very customer driven. They're very good at making the games that they made.
Yes.
They do very good.
But it's just a kicking dead horse thing that makes me think they're a mediocre company because it's just a cash grab basically.
That's exactly what it is.
Is because they know how loyal the Skyrim fans are to that game.
Let's not forget about fucking The Elder Scrolls Online, which was a Bethesda project.
Yeah, it's a messy
ESO
game.
was a pile of shit.
It's not bad.
It's not too bad anymore.
It's pretty fun, but
at first it was fucking bad. Number 2 for me would have to be Ubisoft.
that would be my number 2 if we had a top 5 list.
Like, I love from Assassin's Creed 1 to Revelations. It was a phenomenal series. And then everything after Revelations was bad. Watch Dogs 1 was actually pretty fun. Watch Dogs 2 fucking sucked.
I never got to play it.
It was bad. It was so buggy and just incomplete.
Yeah.
And then you've got these Ubisoft spokespeople coming out and being like, we feel like gamers should be paying more for the games that they play because we pour our heart and souls into these games that we develop. And then when asked how much that they feel that they should, that gamers should play,
oh yeah, they're the fuckers who did
they
that.
say, we feel they should be paying $200 a game because that's how much work and effort we put in. Even though you get games like Unity, where the game had
Unity
to
is
be
the best example.
absolutely saved by DLC and patches. Because when the game first came out, it was a buggy, incomplete, fucking
BROKEN.
mess. Yes, it was broken. It was
It
implayable.
Well, I wouldn't say it was. Would you say it's worse than Sonic 06 broken?
It's on that level.
I feel like it's on that level, but not worse.
From that time period to this time period, it was on that level.
And the one thing I can never understand, like I get why you could hate Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, but I just find a lot of joy in playing that game.
The game's naval battles were awesome. The story itself wasn't.
I never played the game for a story. I would just beat the story and then just free roam the 7 seas, the seas they had available.
Yeah.
That was like my stress reliever when I played it up in Alaska all the fucking time. The crew singing shanties, it felt more immersive to me.
Yes.
And that was like the biggest highlight for that game.
So what's number 1?
Okay.
Probably
Your answer is the same.
Yeah,
I'm
we're
pretty
both
sure.
gonna say EA.
Yeah, EA.
Fuck EA, man.
Yeah. I mean, the thing with them, once, like, whenever they
They'll
release
give
their...
EA is not a game developer. To me. They do develop their own games.
Mm-hmm. Remember Shadows of the Damned?
Yes.
That was a good game by EA.
No.
No?
It was a fun game. It was enjoyable. It was a mess of a game. It was poorly made.
Yeah.
We enjoyed
I usually
it.
consider good games for the sake of it being fun. That's how I viewed it back then, but I haven't played that game ever since.
I look at it the same way that I do movies in the sense of what makes them good and what makes them fun or enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
Shadows of the Damned, at the time that we played it, 6 years ago,
God, we were young as hell.
it was fun back then. But I think back to how the game was when we played it, and I think back on it knowing what I do now, and I'm like, God, that game is fucking terrible. It's a pile of shit.
Yeah.
And EA, of all companies, put that game out there.
And then, like, Mass Effect, which... The first two Mass Effects, I would say, and Dead Spaces. Was Dead Space EA? I can't
Mass
remember.
Effect 1, no. Mass Effect 1 sucked. It was terrible. Mass Effect 2 was a huge save. Mass Effect 3 was an even better game than 2. Although they fucked it up because they gave a bad ending and it had to be saved with DLC. And then there was Andromeda, which nobody wants to talk about because that game was a pile of shit.
Yeah.
But then you
That's
go
what
to EA's Battlefield games, which are never complete before release.
Mm-hmm.
And the big thing about EA, and as just a general gamer, that makes me hate EA, is its fucking sports games.
Oh, man.
They're never fully developed. They're always poorly studied, if that researched. They're always poorly researched, so they always give kind of
A bias.
half-assed, biased kind of. You know, ESPN talks about Johnny Football all the time, Johnny Manziel, and how he's such a great quarterback.
I remember when he first came out, he
And
was
then
like
the first
ranked
Madden
like
he's in, he's
80.
ranked like a 92.
He was like I thought he was in the high 80s.
He's like a 92.
Oof.
Before the patches came out to show how piss poor of a quarterback he actually was at first.
And with Johnny Football, he had potential to be a good player, but 1, the Cleveland Browns, 2, alcohol.
And 3,
He's a prick.
he was a rookie. You can tell me, oh, rookies don't always do bad. Look at fucking Cam Newton from the Panthers. Cam Newton choked. You get to the playoffs and you play against an actual fucking seasoned team. Oh, I can't throw a pass to a receiver from my team.
I'm just going to run it and try and carry the team.
And then get fucking shut down. It's the same. They're rookies for a reason. They just don't know. But EA says, well, there's all this hype about them. Let's make them the best damn players in the game.
Yeah.
And they're so buggy.
Though I feel like the best character the best player that got rated fairly from when he was a rookie was probably J.J. Watt. He's a fucking monster.
But it's just like and it's not even considering that. It's like you look at the sports games and it's like you get animation bugs. You get, I'm going to say hitbox bugs in the sense of like...
Oh yeah, interceptions in
You'll be
Madden games
here.
are broken as fuck.
Like you'll be at one spot and you'll have the defensive tackle fucking 25 feet to the left of you.
Just
And you get tackled.
Yeah. Or cornerback intercepting a ball when the ball's going this way and he's all the way on the other side of the field this way and he just dives for it and goes woo.
Yeah, and it happens all the time.
Which is why I usually play the Madden games once the season's over, so they have like no more patches. Usually I won't.
But it's just the
keep
fact
them
that
for
90%
long,
of the
but-
games that EA has to put out, man, they have to patch or release DLC to fix.
Oh god, you remember how Star Wars Battlefront was when it came out, right?
A broken fucking mess.
Yeah, and I fucking hate that game so much because there's so little to do. Even with the DLC, you can get bored of it within 3 days.
Meanwhile, you go back to the old school EA with the old school Battlefront, and I could still play that game for hours.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm not excited for the new Battlefront 2.
We'll see. If they can go back to the roots of the original Battlefronts, I'd be for it.
Yes.
But people, like EA specifically, needs to remember that the very first Battlefront ever, Star Wars Battlefront on the original Xbox, was a masterpiece, dude. That game was so good.
Oh, I love... That's probably like...
But at the same time, the game included 0 Jedi for playable characters.
Yeah.
And it was still an amazing fucking game.
Then Battlefront 2 came along, which is everybody's favorite.
And then it introduced the Jedi. But it did it well.
Mm-hmm.
Where they weren't broken, but they were still way better than the fucking guns people. Like, you could still die to a fucking rocket infantry.
Mm-hmm.
But if you were to go head to head with one, you'd fuck them up.
Oh, yeah.
It made it good. And it had, where you had the, you could play against a friend, and one friend would own the Imperial army, while the other friend would have the Rebel army. And you'd play against each other to take over a galaxy.
Yeah.
That shit was cool.
Yeah. And to basically end this podcast on microtransactions DLC.
Fuck that, any game that does that shouldn't even be worth playing.
Mm-hmm. All games do it these days, unfortunately, but...
They do, in some games...
But most games usually already come with a full game.
Yeah, I would say,
It just happens to be a bonus.
Like, some games that do it, I'm not against it. Like, when games... Like, Overwatch.
Mm-hmm.
90% to 90... I'm lying. 100% of their DLC is free.
Oh, yeah, and you don't have to go into the App Store and download it. It comes in a patch.
Yes. But they still have microtransaction for the loot boxes.
Yeah, which isn't a bad thing. So.
No, it's not. It's a simple fact of, if you really, really badly want this one skin that comes out during this event, you will pay $20 for 20 loot boxes. Or whatever it would be that you would get for $20.
Oh, yeah, it's like 21 loot boxes, maybe 22. No,
Yeah.
24. 24 loot boxes
Yeah.
for $20.
But it's just like, it's not, it's not something that's, a part of the actual game. The skins or anything you get on the loot boxes.
Oh, yeah, it's just...
In reality,
character look cooler.
Don't matter. It's all just aesthetics. So you don't have to spend your money on it to make the game any better. It's not a pay-to-play game.
Mm-hmm.
Destiny is, for the most part, the same way.
Yeah.
The only thing you'd spend money on in Destiny was paying for emotes and...
Expansion packs. They're not just normal DLCs that adds a little bit to the story. They're full-on expansion packs, which adds quite a lot to the game.
Yes, like those kinds of games did the pay-to-play stuff. Not pay-to-play, but the microtransaction stuff well.
Mm-hmm.
But then you get games like...
Let's say Call of Duty. The new Call of Duty.
Even then, it's not quite...
Well, alright, mobile games. We'll use that for a perfect example. On
Well, mobile games, you go to any fucking Fire Emblem Heroes, Dragon Ball Dokkan Battle.
Mm-hmm. As much as I love those two games.
Even Candy Crush and stuff like that.
Fuck Candy Crush. Shit's gay.
You spend this X amount of money to get in-game currency, and this in-game currency gets you items that make levels easier, items that give you more attempts at a level, or just, like, items that give you broken-ass fucking characters in the game to win.
So, I know a person who actually spent $500 on Clash of Clans.
That's a good example. Those are
I'm not going to
pay-to-play
state who
games.
it is, but you know who you are. Piece of shit.
Pay-to-play and microtransactions are different. Microtransactions I don't hate.
Mm-hmm.
Pay-to-play I hate.
Yeah.
It's just where it is.
Like World of Warcraft, for instance, is a play-to-play game. I feel like...
It is nowadays.
Yeah. It's like you pay 6 months for a subscription, play this game all you want. But it's a fun game to me. I enjoy it, but they've been hinting at for a couple... Allegedly, there are rumors going around they plan on making that game free next year. potentially.
It's just pay-to-play games aren't worth it. Don't waste your time on them. Mm-hmm. That's all I can say.
Because I know Blizzard already makes so much money off of like the loot boxes in Overwatch and then the microtransactions in World of Warcraft, like the character boosts and the expansion packs. I feel like it shouldn't be pay-to-play anymore.
That's absurd.
Mm-hmm. And like their subscription prices aren't that bad either compared to other games. But that is where we're going to end this podcast. It's been a pretty lengthy one. You have any final words, Andrew? Because I have some.
I like Jack Daniels.
For me, I'm going to fuck to sleep.